Hello and welcome to Nanny Moon's Crochet. My name's Sally and it's Monday the 24th of June 2024 and this is episode number 24. Hope you're all doing well. I've had some new subscribers, so welcome to my channel. Today I want a few finished objects and I'll be starting a new Crochet Along, which I'll tell you about at the end of the video if you want to join in. Right, yeah, I'll talk to you. Some things I want to talk to you at the end, but I'll say that at the end. First thing, I always start off with Coco's Crochet. Letsa at Coco's Crochet has been doing a crochet along. She started in January and it's gone along for 6 months. So this is the last project. Every 2 weeks she's chosen an item, picked an item at random of little things that you can crochet, that you can put in a box to have a gift ready made, so you can just hand out, or whether you've got a birthday coming up or Christmas coming up or whatever occasion, or if you just want to give someone a little present, you've got a little box of items that you've got ready to hand. And we've done all sorts of things. If you go across to her channel, she'll have a playlist, and any time of the year you can just go along and choose a category and just crochet some objects. It's been really fun. Really enjoyed it, and I'm really sad that this is the last week, so there won't be any more Coco's Crochet Crochet Along. So I'm really sad about that, but she'll do something just as fun next year, I'm sure. So I was last year she did a sampler blanket, and I've thoroughly enjoyed that. She got a calendar from Australia, Sydney, Australia, where she lives, and she chose each month. She chose colours from that, and so there was colours to choose, and we did different stitches, and it was and my mum's got that blanket now, and it's a lovely blanket. So I really enjoyed that. Anyway, you can have a wild card, so if there's any category, any week that there's a category that you don't think you might like, or you don't think you'd have a need for, you have a wild card that you can go back and do any of the other categories. So this last category was embellishments or little motifs, and I've thought of 2 or 3. I've got have I told you all this? No, I haven't. I feel I've told this story before. Maybe I was talking to somebody else. I'd got I got a golden coloured cardigan, and I'd found a pattern for autumn leaves. I thought that might be nice to just do some autumn leaves, but then I couldn't really think of anything else little motif wise to do. So anyway, I played my wild card, and I decided that I love doing beanie. I love doing all the projects, to be truthful, but I know we're halfway through the year and we're more at Christmas than we are January. You know, we're more than halfway through the year. So I was thinking of Christmas, and so I thought I'd do beanies. So I've done a couple. So this is the first one. I thought it's more of like a man's colour, and the pattern is by Hook Heart Home, and this is a free pattern on her blog, and it's just very simple. You just do your increases as normal, and then the edge you do a reverse single crochet around the edge. So that's the blue one, and what I've used is Aran. You use Aran, a 4-weight yarn, but you use it double. So I used those 2 colours, which were denim and royal. So I used those 2 colours, which I thought was like a man. They're ever so thick and warm. So that's that one. And then I did this one, thinking more for a lady, and we've got granite, no, graphite and pomegranate. This is Stylecraft Special Aran. So I just did those two, but I will be making more. And let me just quickly try it on. I don't suit hats whatsoever. I don't, but when it's cold and it's windy and it's raining, you're not too bothered, are you? So, and I have got a big head. I've got a big head, but that's it. Fits nice and cosy. See, I don't suit hats at all. Never mind. So that's my two finished. That's my two for Litz's crochet. So I'll be, yeah, be sad really not to do any more. Whoops, not to do any more for next week. But that was the first two objects. Secondly, I've been doing a crochet along with Natasha from Hooks and Stitches. Hi Natasha. And we're working through this book, 3D Granny Squares, and when you look at this you think, oh, yep, lovely, nice, quite easy squares to do. Natasha had already got the book, and when she said she was going to do a crochet along, I thought, yeah, I've seen it a lot of time on Amazon. I've looked at it, and the reviews were that the writing is very small. So I thought, well, you know, you can always, it may be small, but you can still read it. But the patterns, they're okay. I can't say they're well written because it's I've told you this before, but here's the little pattern, and you've got all this blank space, so they could have spaced that out a bit more, I think. Anyway, the first one we did was palm tree. I thought, oh, that's not too bad. You started off in the centre, and then the 5 leaves, they were okay, and then you did this little bit afterwards and stitched it on, so that was fine. So that was my square, although it's that should have been square. I really don't know what it was. When you've done this little bit here, it told you to rejoin your yarn at any place here. So of course I must have started here. Well, really, it should have told you to start at a certain place, because that's how it was, whereas it really should have been, it should have been here. Can you see? So then I had to sew me, so it's a bit skew-if, but never mind, it's still a square and it's still finished. So that was quite straightforward. I've just dropped my next one. That was quite straightforward, and it was quite easy to do, I'd have to say. Now the next square, oh my goodness, it was a vintage flower. You see that? And I thought the centre bit looks a little bit complicated, but I thought no. But what we did, we video chatted, because it was an absolute nightmare. That's my square. And I mean, this bit's fine, this bit's, you know, okay, but you're picking up back loops all the time. And what I've fathomed now, if one of these rows here, you've got to work into the front loop, the back loops, I put stitch markers in every single stitch. So when I turn it over and I come to pick up my back loops, I've got stitch markers on all of the back loops. That's the only way I can do it. But there's the pink, and then there's the yellow, and then you see the orange in between. We had to do loop stitches, but half of them seem to have disappeared. See, there's one there, but they seem to have disappeared anyway. But it was really tricky. It was really difficult. You can't really see much orange there anyway, so I don't really see, I'm not sure what the point was of doing the loops, because you can't see them. But I have to say it was really difficult. It was really quite tricky. So I wouldn't want to do another. But we tackled it. We did it together. And that's the main thing, isn't it? To just support each other and just try and... but yeah, I think that's pretty. But thank goodness that one's done. Just the flowers just seem really quite difficult. Anyway, we've got another 2 to our stack. So they're building up. They're going to be lovely when they're finished. Now, I've just... Natasha Picks every Monday. So she's already done her video. So she's picked the 2 for next week. And I think these might be a bit easier. There's the donut. That looks okay-ish. So we'll see. The donut. It's only got 3 colours. And the other one she's picked is the ice lolly. So I'm hoping they'll be a bit... I think I've got a feeling you might do the ice lolly separate and sew it on. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But anyway, that definitely looks... It looks a bit easier than the flower. So we'll see how we get on with those. So that's that done. And the next thing, when I go and see my friend Dot, hi Dot, when I go and see Dot, if my husband's got to the vehicle, I'll go on the bus. So last week when I went, the week before, I'd done some of my sleeping whip and got quite a bit done. So this week, I took with me at the beginning of the year. Next January, I shall have to do a January video for what my aims are for the year in crochet. And one of my things was to wake up my sleeping whips and get some of those old whips done and out the way. And another of my goals was to... I've got lots of these. This is a magazine, and it came with this on the front. So you get quite a few balls of yarn to do some of the projects. It's knit and crochet, but this issue was from April 2022, so that's how long I've had it, and it's issue number 140. So these are crochet. Look, the little dolls. Well, anyway, it's got this cuddle yarn. It's very furry. So when I first got it, I was going to do this. It's Maxwell the dog. I thought, oh, he'd be nice. So you started off at his nose, I think, and then went round, and then you joined this. But 2 years ago, when I tried to use this, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't crochet with it at all. I just couldn't do it, because I hadn't done many amigurumis then at the time, and I hadn't used any fluffy or chenille yarn, and I just couldn't find where to put my hook, so I just gave up. So I packed all this away, and then just before I went to catch the bus, I just grabbed this one because I've got loads. You can't see, but on the top of this, I've got lots of these. So I just chose one at random, just picked one off, and it was this one. And they'd got her, look, and she's Pepper the platypus. And I thought, well, it might be a bit tricky, but never mind. So I took it on my journey there. I managed, the head and the body is all one piece, and they gave you the crochet hook was free in this pack. I think, it was it was a 4mm hook, and it was free with the pack. So that's all I'd got. So I started doing the head, and because of working with chenille yarn, I found that you could feel for the stitches. So I managed to do the head and most of the body, and then I left on my journey there and back. I managed to do most of that, and then I just stuffed it when I got home and did the other bits. So let me show you Pepper. She's only tiny, but that's Pepper the platypus. That's her beak. I'm not sure whether that's meant to be bent down or up, but two little feet and a tail, quite a big tail. Two little arms, but she's all and the little eyes, little 8mm eyes, I think they were, which they weren't in the pack, but I'd got them at home. So that's little Pepper the platypus. Isn't she cute? So I'm really pleased that it's like a little bird, isn't it? But she's Pepper. I didn't bother. I didn't bother with the bow, and there was cheeks, little pink cheeks, but I didn't really bother with those. I thought, no, I don't need those. So that's little Pepper. But I still like to do little amigurumis, although my critter, have worked through all my critter book. I might do one of these a week. So that's, the yarn isn't that great. You just get these little, but they're fine for amigurumis. Cuddle in light blue. So there's a little bit of spare there. I used just about all of the fluffy. Isn't she cute? I love her. So another little critter done. So that's that. The postman's, I thought I'd wait for this video because the postman's just been. I didn't want to start recording and then the dogs go wild barking, telling me that he's there, because I knew I'd got something coming today in the post. So I'll just show you what I had. Just because I've put in stitch markers when I'm doing the flowers, I put stitch markers in all the stitches around. I just seem to be a little bit short of stitch markers, so I just bought that little pack. There's, I did write it down, they're £2.99 from Amazon, and there's 150 stitch markers in there, so I didn't want to be running out, and just I thought it was nice in that little case. So £2.99 from Amazon. And also I've been watching Natasha's Hooks and Stitches Free Pattern Friday, and there's lots of patterns that she's been showing that I wanted to print off and get done. So I just bought inks. These are uni work, and these were £12.48, just a whole set of inks, because I have a brother what is it? It's a brother DCP. It's a brother printer. So I just needed the ink. So I'm glad they've come so I can get some. Because I like to have a physical pattern. I've got some things on my tablets. I've got a couple of tablets. I've got patterns on there, but I'm just a bit old school. I think I like to have a physical pattern to work from. So I should be printing out some patterns. And right now, because my cute critter book has finished, it wasn't a cal, I was just doing it myself, and I was just working through it. So now, because that's finished, I'm going to start a crochet along from this book. I've had this quite a while. I've had this since 2022. I've done one or two from it, but not hardly any, and I think they're quite quick and easy to do. There's some that are, the skill levels are classed in donuts. Look, so this one's the bunny, and it's just one donut, so that means it's fairly easy. And there's not many that are the full 1, 2, 3, 5 donuts. There's not many that are 5. Oh, I think there was a toucan, and I think that was just because of the colour work. But the toucan was 5 donuts, so I'm hoping we don't pick that one first, because it's the toucan look is 5 donuts, but that's the donut's still the same. I think it might be because of all this colour work, but that's I think that's the only one that's 5 donuts. Anyway, what you do, every single pattern you have a basic donut, and it'll say your donut kit. So there's the base, which is here. So in all of them you just do the basic donut, but in each pattern it'll tell you a different colour to do the base. So you're doing the base excuse me, and then and then the icing is a separate piece as well, and the icing may be a different colour, but at the front is your basic donut and icing. And then each of the characters, it'll say your basic donut pattern, but do, like the chameleon, for instance, the chameleon here, it'll say follow the basic donut pattern to create the donut base in beige and the icing in lime, omitting the sprinkles. So you don't put sprinkles, so it's a beige base and then you use lime for the icing. So that's how it works, and I hope you want to join me, and I know 1 or 2 of you have, so that's lovely. And if you want to send me your finished items, my email will be down below, and I'll show them each week of the progress. There's 50. So, well, I was thinking I could write them all down and pick them like I did with my cute critters, and I thought, no, I don't want to do that really. I'd like to have, I was thinking of ping pong balls. So we went out on Saturday shopping and I couldn't find any ping pong balls. I was just going to write the numbers on, the page numbers. I couldn't find any ping pong balls. So on Saturday morning, my husband went to Barmouth, our nearest town, and he knows a chap there who's got a big, it's one of these shop that sells everything. It's a bit like a seaside shop. They've got beach balls and flip-flops and all that sort of thing, buckets and spades. And he asked him if he'd got any ping pong balls. So he'd got a few, but he took him upstairs to his, his back room, his stock room, and he'd got more. So he managed to get 100 ping pong balls. And then I thought, oh, that's fine. They're all white. They're, this big. I can just write the page number on. Because he didn't go from page 1. He just started. I thought I can do that. But then Saturday night, he happened to see a friend who, let me just show you. This friend, he's a granddad, and he'd had these upstairs in his back room. He'd had them for when his grandchildren were babies, and they're now in their teens. They're now teenagers, but he kept them, and he got these balls. But because I said to him I needed 100, so I don't know how many's in there, but there's a lot in there. But 1, 2, 3, 4. He came back with 5 of these. So I've now got 5 packs of these. So they're just everywhere. And one bag came undone, and they were scattered all over me. My little sanctuary, I call it. Sally Sanctuary. They were just everywhere. The dogs were going wild. So I said to him, I'd already got the ping pong balls. And then to top it all off, I kept telling him I need 100. There's only 50. There's only 50. There's 50 donuts. So I actually only needed 50. And I've got all these balls. So Mark and Sam, if you want some little play balls for Hope, I've got bagfuls. Or I think Jonathan and Dougie might just be a little bit too old for little play balls. But I've got loads of little play balls if you want them for little Hope. So then I had to think, what am I going to put them in? So I'm not very good at sewing, but I made this little bag. I followed a tutorial. It was 2 pieces. These were called fat quarters, and there was a pack. I've had them quite a while. They were just like this there was a pink pack where you got that and that, but they were quite big pieces, and this was a blue pack. So I followed a tutorial on YouTube how to do oh, my nose is itching. How to do a drawstring bag. And this is just some I just tied a knot, but I done that, so I was quite pleased with my little bag, well, my big bag. So in here I've wrote on all the balls that says snake 112, and then I've got chameleon page 34. So this is my big bag of balls. So I'm going to choose one at random, and that'll be the first donut. I'm going to do, because this is Aaron here, I did most of my cute critters from the book in Aaron, but I've got more DK than Aaron, so I'm going to do them all in DK, and probably a 3.5 hook, because it's got to be tight, not loose. So I probably might use a 3.5 hook, and then I've got all scraps there of DK as well. So I'm going to use DK. Right, I'm going to rummage to the bottom. Can't see. Rummage to the bottom. Our first crochet donut buddy will be the Rhino. You can't see it on blue very well. The Rhino on page 84. So I must remember not to put that back in the bag. Oh, there's so many balls everywhere. It's it's hysterical. Page 84, 54, 64, 82, 84. Oh, it's only got a 2 donut. It's only got a 2 donut. So that's the Rhino. He's quite cute. So you see it says you'll need a 2.5 hook, a 3mm hook, and a 4mm hook. But then it says DK or worsted Aaron. So you could use whatever you like, really. If you want to use chunky, you could just have the hook. It is type of an amigurumi because it needs to be quite tight. But I shall use a DK and probably a 3.5 hook. And so at the top here, it'll say, follow the basic donut pattern to create the donut base in light grey and the icing in dark grey, omitting the sprinkles. If using safety eyes, place between rounds 4 and 5 of the icing. But I'm not going to use safety eyes either, because I thought when I've completed all of them, there'll be 50, and I think I might give them to between Jonathan and Dougie to take to their little nurseries to give to their friends, you know, either Christmas or whatever. So just because some or little places where Hope goes as well, I thought if they're giving away, then they'll be safe for babies, is what I'm trying to say. So I'll probably just use the Cassandra from Craftably Ever After does a tutorial on eyes, which is lovely. So that's the first one, the Rhino. So if anybody wants to join along and send me your pictures by say Saturday night, and then I can print them off or get them ready to show you what everybody else has done. So that's any questions, and just email me and I can, you know, answer any questions. Now before I go, oh yes, I've weighed myself and I've lost £2, but I'm not going to tell you every week because it's meant to be a crochet channel. I know it's life and things like that, but I think I'm just going to tell you every month rather than keep telling you every week, because I had last Monday I had a funny comment, and wasn't that it upset me, because people, you're going to get funny comments, but some random person had put, oh well, I've left the comment in, but it was to do with, oh, I bet there's a lot of fish and chip shops and kebab shops where you live. I've heard it's the fattest place in the UK, and well, there isn't. The nearest fish and chip shop is probably, you've got to drive half an hour to it, and I don't think I've ever had a kebab in my life, but that isn't really the point. I know my two grandsons, well, all my sons and grandchildren. I know Mark watches with Little Hope, and David watches with Dougie and Cole, but my one grandson, he'd really upset him that somebody had put something nasty, and I said, oh, don't worry, you know, people put nasty comments, and some you know, that my daughter's friend put a lovely thing saying, you know, about, but people don't know you, do they? They don't know my background. They just don't know anything, and I know you're going to get them, but I just thought I'm not going to mention my weight every week, because I don't want you know, I've had lovely comments off you all saying, you know, good luck and brilliant and that, which is lovely, but I think you get the odd one and it just you know, throws everything off, doesn't it? So I'm just going to mention that once a month. Oh, another thing, when I went to see my friend Dot, she said, you got it wrong. Last week I showed you a lovely book that she bought me from Home Bargains. I have showed you this before. She bought me this lovely book with an S on it and this pen, and I got it wrong. She said there's a diamond because I'm a diamond, and gold because I'm golden. No, it wasn't because I'm golden. The gold was because I've got a heart of gold. So sorry, Dot, I got it wrong. Heart of gold, and I'm a diamond. So I've corrected myself, Dot. I've put it right. So that was that. And I'd just like to say welcome to all my new subscribers. I've got a few recently, so welcome to my channel, and join in any crochet alongs, or show me any pictures that you've, you know, I can show what you've been making. And welcome. I hope you stick around, and I'll see you on Wednesday for Wake Up Your Whips Wednesday. Got some exciting news on that front, so I'll see you all Wednesday. Love you all. Bye.